Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, and if this is your first time here, hello, welcome. This is Essential Patience and I am Patience. In today's video, we are going to be talking about a budget-friendly hair care routine. Now, if you know, I've been doing a lot more hair care things on my channel, and I really want to talk about how to be budget-friendly with it because we're in a financial difficult situation all around the world, in this country, and it is time to talk about different ways to save. So in that, one of the good ways is to check out your hair care routine because it's one of those things that are not really a top necessity. However, since skincare, hair care, self-care is self-care, and I'm talking about in terms of physical health, mental health, and even just sometimes of the being. So we all like to look good. So when you look good, you feel good. So hair care is very important. But let's talk about a budget-friendly one so that we can keep up doing things that make us feel good but not breaking the bank. So here we go with the list. But before we do so, remember to like this video if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, ring the notification bell because I post 2 videos a week. Let's get straight into this. First is to set a maximum on how much you be spending on products. This is very important because sometimes as human beings we get carried away. You see a product, somebody reviewing a product on TikTok, a product on Instagram, and all of a sudden you want to buy it. But let's say it's like 50 bucks. So all of a sudden you don't have that money, or you did not plan to spend it, but because you saw it, you liked it, you want to get it now. So overall you spend that money that you don't have and did not plan to spend. So you want to set a maximum on how much you want to spend on one product. Now, of course, that's relative because let's say you have a budget maximum of like $20, which is quite reasonable. For $20, you can get a 6-ounce thing of like shampoo. There's some that you can get 16 ounce and some that you can get 36 ounces. Find out which one is for you. Like, what do you mean by $20? So sometimes you get hair growth oil for like 1 to 3 ounces for 20 bucks. So is that how you want to really spend your $20? Probably not. Or you can get a bunch of like hair masks, different sheets for like 5 of them for $20. Is that what you mean by $20? Maybe, maybe not. So set a maximum, a realistic maximum. Personally, most of my hair care products are definitely under $20. I don't think I have one hair care product that's over $20. And even with that, I think there's maybe one product that's like over $10. Most of my products are under $10 in my hair care routine. So it's definitely possible. Next is to start with the basics. So the basics are a good shampoo, a good deep conditioner, leave-in conditioner, and oil. Those are the 4 products. After that, everything else is pretty much extra. So you have to decide what are the basics for you. But I just gave you the example of those 4, but what are you spending the rest of your money on? There's some people who have to have every single cream, a curling cream, a twist cream, a lock cream. Then they have to get hair lotion, and then they have to get every single oil under the sun. Those are not all necessities. They're not part of the basics. Everything else, even like hair mousse, gel, but depending on what styles that you typically wear, you may or may not need all these products. If there's a product that you don't use almost every single time, or at least every other time you do your hair, maybe it's not a necessity. Maybe something that you can use different products for. So instead of buying maybe 5-10 different hair oils, maybe just get 1 or 2 good ones, and that's good enough. The third thing is to use all of your products, as long as it's not like damaging, using all of your products before you move on to the next set of products. There are a lot of product junkies. Now, for a product junkie, I'm not talking about somebody who just like has a lot of products and uses them. I'm talking about somebody who's like jumping from product to product to product to product. And it's very expensive to be a product junkie, very wasteful as well. So make sure that you are actually using your product. Just because a product doesn't work the first, second, or third time you use it doesn't mean that it's not going to work unless it's like breaking your hair, shedding like crazy, it's doing something damaging to your hair. It is worth continuing to use it. Most products are not that abrasive. They're not gonna do something detrimental. So make sure that you already do your research beforehand, and then once you buy the product, just use it for something else, repurpose it, like do something. But always make sure that you're using your product and you're not wasting it, because when you're wasting the product, you're wasting money. The fourth thing is to not waste your products in terms of overusing them. So the last time I was like throwing them away, but overusing them. Sometimes people like pumping shampoo in their hand, like it's a small, your head is not that big, and they're using so much shampoo trying to cleanse out everything. The 9 size amount is controversial, and I don't always agree with that, but I think maybe a quarter size amount will be just fine for each section of your hair or something. But just pumping out so much shampoo for so much, it's like so much suds, so much everything, I don't think it's that beneficial. Your hair is gonna get clean even if you use a little bit less, so make sure that you're not overusing the product. Another thing is moisturizing every single day is not needed. It's just causing you to use more product, and it's causing product buildup on your hair. So a lot of time using these products in the way that they're supposed to be used is not just beneficial in the long run, but it's also saving you money. Using too many products and using so much of a product is not beneficial to your hair. You're just like clogging up your scalp, your hair. But my recommendation would be, do not be using too much of this product. And it's probably not necessary to moisturize your hair every single day. The fifth thing is to implement a simple hair care routine with your basics that does not require too many products. Now, one of the most frequent things I always tell people when they're like, how'd you grow your hair? What do you use to grow your hair? A lot of times it doesn't have to do as much with the products as it does with the consistency and the techniques that you use. Meaning you're being gentle with your hair, you're washing your hair frequently, doing things on a schedule. That's what really helps your hair thrive. Consistency and being gentle with it. All these products and everything, it's extra. So just know that you don't need every single product that somebody else is doing their 10-step routine with 10 different products. Like, it's not necessary. All you have to do is make sure they're sticking to the basics. You have what is needed and continue doing it time after time, and it will be more helpful to you than going on and buying so many different products, to using a hair care routine that is so complicated that it takes you forever to even think about doing it. You shouldn't do that to yourself because it's not necessary, and it tears you from having to do it all the time. I was doing this blow dry this time. It took 5 hours, like between the pre-pooing, the detangling, the washing, and like forever to blow dry because I hadn't blow dried my hair in over a year. So because of that, like, it was just like, oh my goodness, this took so long. But it's not something I do every single day or every time I wash my hair. If it was, I would have probably just been more lazier to do it, but I don't do it. So it's something that, you know, my regular hair care routine is much more simpler. It's not too often that it takes me out. Stick to something simple with simple products and a few good products. Number 6 is to do your own hairstyles. As we all know, nowadays stylists are getting very expensive, very annoying. You know, nothing against stylists. I feel like hairstyling is an art. You know, a lot of people who take it very seriously. It's a job and people should be well compensated. However, I'm just gonna say, I have seen situations where people are being upcharged so many hundreds of dollars for a simple hairstyle, and half the time they have to come washed, blow dried or stretched out, and with their own products, so like with their own hair, or they're gonna get upcharged on it. They're doing a weave or a wig, something like that. They have to come braided. It's so much just for them to do the regular style, and they're not taking care of the hair underneath, or they're just asking for way too much money at the end of the day. I'm not paying you to do so little to my hair for such a large amount of price. It's not a great thing. And I've saved so much money from doing my own hair because I have been in situations where I'm being upcharged so much. And I'm like, wow, I can't believe I'm being charged this much because of hair length, hair thickness, the upcharging of price. I feel like especially in this Instagram era, there's been a lot of stylists that are trying to compete in this luxury life thing, that they are upping their prices so much that I feel like they almost forget who their demographic is, and that going to a hairstylist is not a necessity for most people. Like, you can do your own hair at home, and I personally go to a hairstylist now once a year, and that is to get a silk press and a trim once a year. Now, I've been previously to get my hair cornrowed, which cost so much money just for some cornrows, and I've been for a blow dry before. This was a long time ago, but I typically now just do my hair every single day, like every single time for the rest of the year, and then go once a year. Next year I do plan on doing a little bit more style, so who knows, maybe I may go more, but I'll let you know my experience then. But so far, I really think that it's important that if you want a budget-friendly hair care routine, it is best to learn how to do your own hair. You don't have to be complicated and crochet and do everything. I don't do all that, but find some go-to styles, which for me is like mini braids, sometimes mini twists, and just leave my hair out. You know, I don't do anything too complex, and it works out great for me. You don't need a hairstylist to grow your hair. You don't need a hairstylist to maintain your hair. And last but absolutely not the least is to learn how to trim your own hair. Now, I do recommend you go to a professional once in a while to get your hair trimmed. Like I said, I go once a year. However, you may need a couple more trims during the year, and I typically have hair shears. I bought hair shears, and I would go through it, and if I just see a knot or something, or you know, my hair breaking or just fragile ends, I would sometimes just cut it off. I just did a trim yesterday actually, and so my ends are looking really good, and it just makes it easier to detangle. It makes your hair easier to maintain. And so just learning how to trim your own hair with, again, some hair shears, and just go through, like, it's nothing too complicated. Some people do different techniques. For me, I just like, after I blow dried a section, so let's say it was like this section. Okay, so something like this, I would instead just divide it into pieces, and I'll like take this and I'll just like go all the way to the end, and I'll chop it off. So as you can see, like these ends are like more even, and they're like practically the same length. It's like it shrunk a little bit because it's hot out here. I would just go in section by section. So if you just take out little sections, they're pretty much the same. That's what worked for me. I didn't like do anything too complicated, just chopping off. And in December, I would go to a professional to get a professional cut with my silk press, which would be more even and better. But overall, these are some steps that you can take to make a budget-friendly, simple hair care routine that you can stay consistent on, that will not break the bank, so be affordable and will fit into your life better. Remember that hair care is self-care, but overall, putting yourself in a good financial situation where you can maintain such a hair care routine is even more important. So with that, thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And remember to ring the notification bell because I post 2 videos a week on Tuesdays and on Fridays. Come on over because we will be talking about some really good stuff as always. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.